Thank you. Thank you very much, Aman. Uh, Hello, everyone. Namaste. Uh, Thank you for providing me this platform, and good to be back again in Impact Week in a very different context. Today is 26th day of lockdown in Nepal. I understand that you are from different part of the world, but situation is more or less similar everywhere. I mean, everywhere the same sort of lockdown, and just getting confined within four boundaries and not getting to do the regular stuff which we are doing for years. It is giving us a moment where we can, I mean, rethink of our bond with our dear ones, our family, our close ones. And on top of that, this is what I have experienced in the last 20-25 days, that in a way it's giving time for ourselves to reconnect with oneself, to reconnect with our soul, try to explore ourselves, introspect, try to redefine the purpose of our life, try to understand how vulnerable we are and how close we are as a human, try to understand what international boundaries means and at the same time doesn't mean at all, how close we are, how far we are. I mean, try to redefine where we live, where we are. So, I mean, I would suggest that we should also try to use uh, this kind of moment to explore, which I mean we might have not been doing for years. So I mean we are not getting time to do the regular stuff which we have been doing for years and which we are going to of course doing. I mean do it again because things are not going to remain same for years. So my best wishes are with you, and I hope that all of you are maintaining and following the rules of lockdown. It's not for the government. Sometimes we say that, okay, I'm going to follow the rule of lockdown for my government. It's not for the government. It's for you. It's for your family. It's for us, the community. So let's follow the rules. Let's try to be part of the solution. So, and again, my best wishes are with you. When I introduced a motion in Parliament some 50 days ago, I was a bit scared because at the time I was thinking that the Nepal situation in next couple of weeks is going to get worse. Now at this point of time, when I see the number of cases, when I see the way our public health system is handling it, I mean, I'm a bit satisfied. It's just 30 cases. Still, I mean, we can say that there is no community level or local level transmission of, I mean, coronavirus. But while saying it, I mean, I know that there is so less test done so far. So no one can claim about the right situation of Nepal, the current situation in Nepal. So we still have to do number of tests. We still have to struggle. We have to go through this phase. But I'm quite hopeful that, I mean, Nepal would be able to contain it. Yes, people are, I mean, of course, I mean, when I say this, I'm talking about at least next couple of months of, I mean, it's not the similar format of lockdown, but in a way, I mean, our mobility will be constrained and there will be other number of strict measures. We have to follow that. There is no other way than just to flatten the curve, break the chain, while at the same time doing more and more tests. So that is one part. But it's not only what we are seeing up front. Look at its impact. It's not only happening in Nepal. The mobility of people and the mobility of goods has in a way stopped all around the world. So, I mean, our people, there are a number of hundreds of thousands of Nepali who are living abroad. I mean, each day I get at least 20-25 calls from India and at least and same number of calls from Middle East. So, I mean, all of them want to come back to their home. I mean, we have to work on that. And there is a lot more to do from our part. And that is not only issue. I mean, let's just make some estimation about our labor market in coming year. Each year, 400,000 of young Nepali, I mean, workers leave Nepal. They either go to India or they go to Middle East, Malaysia. So this year, I mean, none of them are going to leave Nepal. Many of them who have already working abroad are coming back, and 400,000 are going to remain in Nepal. So look at, I mean, what would be the impact on remittance and the impact of remittance on our economy? The World Bank data suggests that, I mean, 1 out of 3 household is in one or other way dependent on this remittance, and the whole cycle, I mean, of our business starts from this remittance, and the money comes into household goes to the market. It's not only about this, I mean, the national treasury, but it starts from the household. Its impact on our import, its impact on our trade, its impact on our service sector. I mean, more than 50% of Nepal's economy is in service sector. And again, out of this 50%, almost, I mean, 13-14% is about this wholesale and retails. 12-13% is about real estate. Everything, I mean, is going to have this impact. Look at agriculture and food. I mean, already this big agencies, FAO, WTO has issued this kind of warning and try to give this, I mean, sign of alert to the nation states that world might be facing kind of food crisis, and countries like Nepal is going to have a severe impact of this, because as the global food chain is going to disrupt it. So food, because in Nepal, paradoxically, Nepal is on one hand, it's called Krishi Pradhan, agriculture-based, dominant society country, kind of the economy is aggregate economy. But on the other hand, if you look at the import of, I mean, the stuff, starting from rice to, I mean, all other things, you just name it. So what impact is going to, I mean, it's going to have on our food chain, and also as it is going to have impact on our inputs, also the impact on all the, I mean, the agricultural work in Nepal. And we can just imagine about the impact on our tourism sector and hotel, aviations, and small other retail businesses. I mean, we can estimate about the impact on our trade, on our revenue collections. So if you look from this perspective, we can go on and on. We can make a long list. But if you look from other perspective, I mean, we can see some sign of hope. Last year, we complained about shortage of labor because we decided to go for mega project, for construction of number of big infrastructures. But there was shortage of labor, and it has, I mean, the situation remains same for the last couple of years. But this year, Nepal is going to get surplus of labor. And on one hand, we have number of projects in pipeline, the big mega projects. And on the other hand, we have surplus of labor who this time are willing to work in Nepal, and they're kind of, I mean, they have gone to Middle East, so they have come back with some, I mean, different work culture which we need must. So if you look at it from this agriculture side, so last year we complained about this absenteeism. We complained that our land are barren. We complain that people are no more interested in doing agricultural work. They rather choose to go to India for such a menial work for this, I mean, as a seasonal migrant labor. This year, they all have come back. They want to come back. They want to stay in village. They want to at least live with their family there. And if we just make a kind, I mean, can be able to make kind of connection, help them in regular maintaining the supply chain of inputs, they don't have choice. So there is a chance of revival of agriculture in Nepal. If you look from, I mean, this manufacturing perspective, Nepal from 1990, before starting even the industrialization of Nepal, we entered the phase of deindustrialization. So Nepal has never got a kind of a solid manufacturing base, because we already all the time we chose this easy path of this trading, and that we were so dependent on this import, the collection of, I mean, tax at the custom points. So this year, we might be rethinking of how can we be a part of, I mean, this value chain. How can we fit into regional value chain? How can we fit into global value chain? I mean, how can we create the chain within Nepal as well? So there is a kind of revival of manufacturing sector as well. So look at the education sector. I mean, providing online, using ICT technology to address number of problems in Nepal education sector. We tried that. We thought of that. I mean, but I mean, the school board, the teachers, the community, all of them were so resistant to this change. My small daughter.
You can take it in.
This is, I
No
mean,
worries.
working from home. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So I mean, they were so reluctant and resistant to the change. But now we have already started. We have already started virtual parliament committee, and we have already started how can we leverage ICT, how can we think of new, I mean, platforms to provide education to our kids in the school. And that could be a kind of, I would say, revolution within Nepal public education system, where we are, I mean, for years struggling with the shortage of good qualified teachers, particularly in science, math, and languages. So now, I mean, we had enough number of teachers in Kathmandu. We have this technology, but we never, I mean, we tried that. But as I said before, the school board, local community, we all the time we were so resistant of this, I mean, this using this virtual platform. But now we don't have choice. So now we all are ready for this change. Similar in health sector. When I was health minister, we tried to promote this idea of telemedicine. Nobody was interested. So, but now I can see people in my constituency, they are getting these consultations. I mean, from number of consultants, they are using it. People have started to understand the value of this technology. How can we leverage it? So I see there a chance for this digitalization of Nepali economy, using digital platform of our education, health, a number of other social sectors. So the point I'm trying to make is that, I mean, if you see from one perspective, then we will just see the problems, and we can go on and on. There are already a number of literature there. I mean, there are a number of articles. I can read op-eds each day about this. Nepal is going to suffer from this and this, and we can change that. Because I mean, nobody has invented or nobody has wished about this. I mean, this kind of situation. We were not trapped in this. But now, if we see from other perspective, and I can see an opportunity there in each area. And so, of course, the government has to, I mean, do a number of things. They have to fix the basics. They have to do there. I mean, we are encouraging them to come up with some stimulus package, such that, I mean, they can not only provide, I mean, this help to this the people of the lowest quintile, but at the same time also help the small scale enterprises. So encourage them not to lay off their workers, so help them to survive their businesses. So that is one part. But on the other hand, I particularly, as you young guys who are part of the same country, and you are the one. I mean, who is trying to find, a solution, a very practical solution of our local problems. So I would like to encourage you to take this challenge. Try to understand the context that things are not going to be. I mean, Nepal, particularly Nepal, and in general the whole world. At least until and unless we're gonna invent the vaccine for it. I mean, the mobility of people, the mobility of goods is going to get disrupted. Whole supply chain, the mobility is going to be disrupted, and the world is not going to remain sane. I mean, we would start looking from, I mean, different angle to our social issues. So and also this, in this kind of crisis, that is the moment where people start, as I started with that you try to reconnect with yourself. So this is the time when people come out of their own boundaries. They will cross it, they will crash it, and then they become so, I mean, pro change. So I mean, this is your time. So I mean, you can think of some local problem. You can think of so active local government. I mean, look at the use of data now. I mean, we used to have these household surveys before, and then the household surveys, the pile of the surveys were just, I mean, sat there in the local government offices. Nobody used that. Nobody, I mean, thought of going deep into that. But now look at the use of technologies. Look at the use of evidences. Look at the use of data, even in the local governments. So I mean, even the local leaders have now started to thinking. I mean, to come into a new. I mean, even if previously it was not their forte, but now they are trying to go. I mean, get into this kind of new subjects, new areas. So this is. I mean, you can come up with some solution for. I mean, kids and who don't have access to IT, but they want. I mean, but the government is trying to. I mean, help them with online education. So what could be the solution? I mean, same in the health sector as well. Same in the small businesses. So there is problem in each area, but there is, I mean, a potential where you can provide solutions in each area. So I mean that will be my, I mean, my not advice, but in a kind of, I mean, I urge you, I appeal you, I in a way would like to I mean challenge you. So you are the one who are getting this kind of opportunity. I mean, who have already, I mean, dared to take this challenge. So come on, guys. I mean, you just start working on it. Think differently, but never forget the context. What is the context, Nepal? I mean, understand our limitations, understand our resources. So understand the challenges. I mean, that is in our list, and then come out with some solution, which could be applicable in our constituency, in our local constituency. I mean, I don't just think about one government. There are 753 local government. Trust me. So I mean, I have so far interacted with some 80 local leaders, and each of them, it's so, I mean, full of charge, full of energy, and so much, I mean, dipped into this at this point of time in this I mean, these challenges and opportunities brought by this COVID-19 phenomenon. So they are the one. They are the local leaders. If you come up with some new idea, and then I mean, we can bridge you. We can connect you to local leaders, and trust me, I mean, they will just jump into it. They are going to take you to grab this idea. So there is an opportunity for us. Let's work on it. And I wish you, I mean, you all of you again, all the best wishes. So stay safe, follow all the regulations and all the rules of lockdown, and listen to your government, understand your context, and then use this opportunity, use this time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kavan.